the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Taser, I think.
But neither
Stand still!
do the cops. Battling on the front line
Taser! Taser!
are Nottinghamshire's finest.
Stand by for impact.
Highly trained pursuit drivers, specialists in entry and search,
4 ounces of cannabis.
rapid response firearms officers,
On police! Show yourself now!
Police with a dog, stop!
and the crime-stopping force
Look at my arm!
of the dog unit.
Get down on the floor!
Wherever the battle takes them, they'll never back down.
Taser!
Because cometh the hour
Yeah, Bass, we've still got him. Up on the back wheel, offside of the road.
cometh the interceptors.
Where are you from? Leeds. Leeds. Don't come to Nottingham again, will you?
Coming up, in the sights of the baby-faced hit squad, in the path of a Ford battering ram, and
Because you're a big old man, why you've got your daft mate of police inceptors.
in-car entertainment with a die-hard fan.
You seem to have an issue with police interceptors.
It's a cold February evening. And John and Jules are part of an intercept team tracking some Hot Wheels.
It's worth being mindful for the burglaries this has been displaying stolen plates.
They're after people suspected of breaking into houses, then swiping car keys to steal vehicles.
Nottinghamshire, the last 3 or 4 days, have had a number of car key burglaries. On each occasion, the stolen vehicles have been sighted in convoy with a grey van.
Cops suspect the van used a different stolen plate for each burglary, reverting to its legit plate between jobs. By analysing CCTV images, they think they know the real registration on which it's travelling tonight.
That van has just activated one of the cameras.
Buckle up. John's a pursuit tactical advisor and an expert behind the wheel, but he's riding shotgun and keeping his eyes peeled today. Though it's Jules who spots the van.
There it is. From 6-2, that van has just passed us, Lowood Road, towards Bulwell, trying to spin round.
The target's ahead in traffic.
It's probably about 6 or 7 in front of us. If I can nip a couple though while he's not watching.
But they're creeping closer.
There is a Skoda behind it towing a caravan.
They think the van's in convoy with a Skoda and a caravan. February's not exactly holiday season, which could be a clue to its destination.
Everybody to Blenheim, I'd say. Yeah.
Blenheim hosts a transit site for travellers.
It is taking the third behind the Skoda.
Van man may have made the unmarked car.
They are speeding up. I think the van is making off.
If it is a convoy, it's a split-up. An armed response vehicle goes after the Skoda and caravan, but John and Jules only have eyes for the transit.
Left onto Treaston Road. I think this is a dead end. Stand by.
The van driver's ignoring blues and twos.
NH, this van is now failing to stop. It is left by the Renault trucks onto Freestone Drive.
As he races through the industrial estate.
We're now on Dable Avenue. No other traffic. Safe to continue. Stand by, heavy braking.
And hangs a left into the traveller's site.
Seen in into the site.
1 out the passenger side, 2 out, and major interference on site. But it won't work. John's after the occupants. The Interceptor clocked a runner ducking into a caravan.
He's in here, yeah.
Where he rendezvous with Gav as reinforcements roll in.
Mate, you're surrounded.
Persistence pays off.
Turn round. Turn round now.
The door's opened and a man inside is getting nicked.
Turn round now.
No, there's only one gone in there. Just one.
To any other units, we've got the site secure.
They suspect this guy was the driver.
Ready to stop the police.
And that's not the only fail to stop in town. Less than a mile away, it's 160 mph BMW 3 Series versus Skoda and Caravan, which hammers past one cop car as it races through the industrial estate at speed. Doing 50 in a 20 limit, the car and caravan approach a second marked unit, which is opposite the entrance to the traveller's site. The Skoda moves to pull in, but no dice. As he tries to hang a left, the driver realises the entrance is blocked by cop cars and aborts the turn. With the net tightening, he hammers into a car park adjacent to the traveller's site and stacks straight into a fence. With cops on his tail, the driver's off and running to the back of the traveller's site.
Down here, down here!
The search is on to find him.
Down the fence line!
And it's all hands to the pump. But as more cops join the search,
He's going to come back out at the RA.
Back to the cars.
word on the radio
Thrown at him.
is their cars are under attack.
Jules, are you back with our car?
We do need more units there. We are getting attacked and stuff thrown and all sorts.
The perpetrators, a bunch of children, are causing chaos.
Thank you. For everyone's info, I'm remaining with the AR. Concerned about that.
They're getting braver
Ready to buy yourself.
and drawing more and more cops away from the search.
One.
The interceptors are outnumbered,
The bodies everywhere.
and with the team surrounded by travellers, this is starting to resemble a riot.
NH, this van is now failing to stop.
Interceptors are after suspected car key burglars in two vehicles that have failed to stop: a transit van and a Skoda towing a caravan. The suspected driver of the van bailed into a traveller's site where a suspect has been nicked by John and Gav. Meanwhile, the driver of the Skoda and caravan crashed nearby, and its driver ran off behind the site. The cops are searching for him, but the travellers who live here are making things tough.
Oh, listen, no.
And the interceptors are under attack. It's complete chaos.
We do need more units there. We are getting attacked and stuff thrown and all sorts.
Cops radio for help and the missiles keep coming.
Get some more.
And coming. Returning to the cars, John must tread carefully and get a move on, because the mini attack squad has upped the ante. John returns to a heated scene.
Get out of here! We do nothing!
You're the one with the mask on, mate. You're the one interfering with us.
Get out! We do nothing! Get out of here, man! Get out! Get out!
They've no love for cops or cameras.
Put that camera, you! Get that camera out of the way! Get that camera out of here, tell you now!
While the suspect in cuffs also kicks up a stink,
And he put me as well. What he put me for?
John tries to reason with the angry mob.
I accept that. The driver of the van should have stopped. Right?
No,
So we don't know. We don't know where he's going.
Why the lad coming in here?
We followed the van and we've stopped. The van clearly hasn't stopped because he's hit your mate's car, hasn't he? Right. So whoever the driver of the van is needs to be spoken with.
The onslaught is ongoing, so Jules moves the battered Volvo out of the firing line. only for the infantry to target another unmarked car. It's a retreat back to his buddies. Under relentless attack, the cars are moved outside and the gates closed, leaving John to soldier on inside.
Do you know the person who's driving the van isn't being decent when he fails to stop in here? Of course he is.
No, it's not.
Of course it's. So that van's not from here.
No, it's not.
Right, well, I think we'll disagree, won't we?
Wherever the Skoda driver is, this crowd is denying all knowledge.
You lot know, don't you? You lot know.
There are no leads and they're facing a torrent of abuse. It makes sense to follow up other avenues of investigation.
The site's finished now, isn't it?
Yeah. Kids as young as 6 or 7 throw it. You know, it's with the greatest of respect. People don't like the bad reputation they get, but when you behave in a certain manner, it's a bit difficult to disprove it, isn't it?
And there's been an update on the crashed Skoda and Caravan.
That's stolen. The Skoda's stolen from Bromsgrove. So I imagine the Caravan's going to be stolen as well.
At least someone will get their stolen property back. But there's no shortage of damaged property to repair.
Windscreen, bodywork, I think. A few kick marks on the door there, okay. Scuffs along the top. And a brick on this passenger window by the look of it. And it's a 7-year-old that's done it, so it's a good thing. And he's still there watching now, look on the fence.
It's mental, really, isn't it?
With one lad in custody, the challenge now is to prove he was driving the van. And when they review the in-car video...
And then door open, look. Girl out, lad out, gone.
It seems that the challenge is all the harder.
So there's nobody comes out the driver's door?
But as John and Jules head back to the nick...
Can't see out that window.
A clearer picture emerges.
We're confident we've caught the driver. He's given false details. He's been arrested on suspicion of burglary and driving offences, and when he's been got down to custody, he's coughed to give false details and he's wanted for burglary.
No further action was taken against the man suspected of bailing out of a runaway van with regards to failing to stop. However, he was charged with unrelated offences and is awaiting his day in court. The driver of the stolen Skoda was never found, but car and Caravan were returned to their owners. Being an interceptor is not for the faint-hearted.
Watch out.
When you're not being pelted with masonry, you're crashing to the tarmac. And that's not to mention the high-speed pursuits.
He is making contact with our vehicles.
Dan, do you want me to go in front? He's already smashed the back of this car.
In a car chase, we have to try and take everything into account. Members of the public about, other vehicles, weather conditions, lots of things. And sometimes it's just too dangerous to carry on. But there's other ways to get them, and we'll get them eventually. And safety is paramount at the end of the day, and we want everyone to be going home safely.
With rush hour over and the school run out of the way, these roads seem an unlikely setting for a pursuit.
The thing about space, the one thing that I can't get past is what's at the end of the universe.
In fact, it's pedestrian enough for existential musings.
I did astrophysics at university. Oh, I probably would have done astrophysics had I gone to university.
Since joining the force in 2007, Professor Rich hasn't had much time to study the cosmos.
Wow.
But the Ford that just shot past is doing a passable impression of a shooting star. With the cop car close to the 60 limit, the Ford S-Max leaves them for dead. It stays on the wrong side of the road and flies past 3 other cars. Rich edges out to keep the S-Max in his sights, but it's already vanished. So he drops a right foot, sending the 5 Series up to a ton in a matter of seconds. Blue S-Max, 12 o'clock. Ignoring blues and twos, the driver's off on the wrong side of the road.
We've got a vehicle failing stop 8614 north of Oliver.
The S-Max is pulling up. The driver may have seen sense. Or lost his mind.
Just rammed it.
An S-Max weighs almost 2 tons.
Just rammed it twice.
Driven like this, it's a lethal weapon. Rich takes evasive action to avoid a 3rd hit and the driver's away again.
It's on a roundabout, stand by.
But the S-Max spins around and bang.
Rammed it the 3rd time, going the wrong way around the roundabout.
Ram man's doubled back, and by the time Rich spins round,
Continued 8614 north.
the runaway has a good head start. But the wounded Beamer still has legs for a chase. They're gaining fast. In fact, a little too fast. The S-Max has stopped and its reversing lights have come on. Rich pulls across the carriageway, but there's no escape. Game over.
We're back to the ball, just keep ramming it for the minute.
They're aborting the pursuit, but the S-Max hasn't finished. It's one hell of a hit. The driver floors it in reverse and the S-Max folds the Beamer's bonnet in half, popping out its own rear window in the process. Damaged but not defeated, the Ford is off into the blue yonder.
Both all right? Both all right?
Yeah, we're fine. No injuries. These are completely written off the end. No serious injuries.
That car's going to be a complete write-off.
So far, I agree with your report, then we'll put it down as high risk.
I think that's wise. After the repeated ramming at the hands of a very dangerous criminal, the unmarked Beamer lived to fight another day, albeit with 20 grand's worth of repairs. Cops caught up with the kamikaze S-Max. It was abandoned and its occupants had fled, but the car was recovered and sent to forensics. It's only a matter of time before the interceptors get their man. Coming up,
Disqualified.
a disqualified driver gives Chalky a promotion.
Did you retake your test?
Boss, I've never had a
I'm not the boss, I'm just the PC, mate.
Sorry.
A ticking time bomb.
Danger is now the petrol tanks are well, I believe.
And
I ain't got the keys. I can smash that window, you can climb out of this one.
the wrong kind of pain in the window.
Oh, it's a treat. It's absolute delight.
Once upon a time, Joe Public had huge respect for cops in uniform. A stern word from a beat Bobby and they'd fall into line.
Yeah, we are, mate. I'm a what, sorry?
Not anymore.
Your language is disgusting. You're disgusting.
Interceptors have had to grow thick skins.
I think there's not as much respect or admiration around the police as perhaps there was 20, 30 years ago, and you know, just the presence of a uniform is sometimes enough to send people sky high. Really, some people just don't like being told, and don't have necessarily the respect that you'd expect people to have for the police in the uniform.
It's the early hours of a freezing January morning.
Pub closed at 11, so he's potentially been out here for 3.5 hours.
Rob and Spence are responding to a worrying 999 call.
A chap's been drinking at a pub called the Larch Farm in Ravenshead this evening. He's since left the pub and tried to make his way home. Sounds like he's got a bit lost and he's ended up in some fields. He's called his partner at home, basically trying to say that he's lost and he's freezing to death. Can't find his way back. But now he's not answering his phone. So wife doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know where he is. And at this time, we've not any way of kind of electronically tracking him.
It's not a night to get lost in.
If you decide to curl up in a ball and chill out in this weather, you literally will chill out, and it won't take long for hypothermia to set in, will it? No. He went out in a t-shirt.
The race is on to find the missing man before it's too late.
The location of the pub compared to where he lives hopefully won't give us a massive search area, and there'll be a natural route that hopefully we can kind of track.
I'm just thinking going right towards Diamond Avenue, then doing a left towards the Lights Farm that way.
Right,
because there's fields all along, isn't they?
The mercury says -3. It could already be too late.
If he's only got a t-shirt on, intoxicated, and he's been out for 3+ hours, yeah, it's starting to get serious. But we need a bit of a clue where to start, don't we?
The first clue is a crashed car.
Very random car there.
With a very random man in it.
It's a police, mate.
Rob's reading of the area was spot on because this is their missing person.
Whose car is this?
My car.
What's your name, pal?
Mate, someone's rang us concerned about someone.
Don't worry about it. It's my car.
We're not going anywhere.
What?
Your missus rang us.
Andy, please run you. It's my car.
Stop speaking to us like that, mate.
I'm not driving the car.
I didn't say you were.
Driving the car. I've not got the keys in the car. What? Because you've been on intercepting to feel like a bad man.
But we're here to help you.
He's beyond help.
What am I doing wrong? Why am I breaking the law?
We don't know yet.
You are.
Am I breaking the law? Jog on, dickhead.
So how's this car got here?
I don't give how my car's got here. It's my car. It's registered to me.
So
Come on, jog on.
Who's been driving it then?
Dickhead. Jog on. Have I got the keys on me?
Go ahead.
Dickhead. Take your face and take your stuff, mate.
It's his car, it's insured to him, and he's the only person here.
One jog on then.
What I don't understand is, mate, is why you've rang your partner saying that you're freezing cold and all the rest of it, and then you sat in your car.
I ain't wrong nobody. Jog on.
You can keep swearing at me all you like.
Of course I'm going to keep swearing at you. You cockhen. Because you're a big old man while you've got your daft mate on police interceptors. And you're noting on your own.
You seem to have an issue with police interceptors, don't you?
Never.
I have a problem with you.
You've never met me.
Why don't you come in? Like, why don't you come up and be a man, like, for me and you will have dance right for you.
I think your dance card is marked already.
I beat at you, and you're daft mate.
Why don't you get out of the car then, and we can sort that out? Well, you won't get out of the car, will you?
Why should I?
The mystery's been solved about the chap leaving the pub and walking home. I don't think he's walked home at all. I think he's been out to the pub and he's had a drink, and as you can see, he's had a bit of an accident in his car. But now, for some reason, he's being, as you can hear, very abusive towards us.
During his 21 years on the force, the best advice Spencer's ever received is don't argue with idiots. So he focuses instead on the evidence.
I think it's fair to assume that he's been driving that car. I think there's a reasonable suspicion there.
A quick inspection only adds to that suspicion.
He's saying he's not got the keys, yet somehow the car's locked, with him inside it.
Swearing.
I think he's going to want to have a go.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. He's a right... oh, he's a treat. Absolute delight.
Rob lets local units do the honours. Go on, guys, treat yourselves.
The assumption is that you've been the driver of this vehicle, okay, which has obviously had a road traffic collision. You're the registered keeper and you're an insured party on the vehicle, okay? So because of that, I'm going to require you to provide a specimen of breath, okay? Failure to provide a specimen of breath will run you liable to prosecution. Do you understand that?
Unsurprisingly, he's failing to cooperate with the breath test.
Time is 02:52 and you're currently under arrest on suspicion of failing to provide a sample of breath.
They just need to get him out.
Don't open, does it? I ain't got the keys. It's not in, not.
Well, I said I can smash that window. You can climb out of this one.
No, it's all right. Smash all of them.
Well, you're coming out then.
Mammy.
Buddy, just do us a favour and step out of the vehicle.
At last we're dancing. The limbo, since you ask.
Top man.
Yeah, mate.
Put your hand behind your back for me.
And out in the open, he's a different beast altogether.
You all right?
Yeah, of course.
Fantastic.
In fact, he's quite the dapper gent.
Been to court?
Have I what?
Have you been to court?
No. Why would I have been to court?
Because you've got like suit trousers and shoes on.
So what?
So, you could need them after tonight.
Sweet as.
So, Larch Farm's up that way. He's been driving down here. Looks like he's lost control of it about here. And ended up there.
The Larch Farm charmer pleaded guilty to failing to provide a specimen of breath. He was sentenced to 120 hours unpaid work and banned from driving for 6 months. He'll be forced to walk home from the pub in future, hopefully in warmer weather.
You ever watch The Shining?
Yeah.
At the end of The Shining, the main character's there. He goes out into a maze and he gets frozen, and then it got like icicles coming down his ear, frozen. That's what I was imagining. And then you've got that treat.
Ranting, swearing suspects are all in a day's work for the interceptors, but they're equally prepared for over-friendly characters trying to charm their way out of trouble.
Yeah, we're just coming down Hugnall Road, Duffy. We won't be too far.
Chalky and Toby are blue lighting it to a Corsa in the south of the city.
We're now trying to catch up with an AMPR hit on a vehicle. It's possibly a cloned vehicle. So we're now trying to look for that with the rest of the team.
The plan is to box in the Corsa with multiple cop cars.
2-3, we're right behind you now.
And Chalky tucks in behind an unmarked Beamer that's tailing the target.
We're now behind the vehicle. We're just trying to gather all our units together to get this vehicle stopped safely.
They get their ducks in a row, and as the Corsa approaches a red light, they strike. One in front, one behind, Chalky and Toby alongside.
Turn the engine off. Turn the engine off. Turn the engine off.
I think they want you to turn your engine off.
Take the keys out for me. Thank you. And follow me round to the back of this car, yeah?
Yes, I'm going.
Yeah?
No problem.
Over here. The reason we've stopped your car, I think potentially your vehicle's cloned. Is this your car?
I'm not going to lie to you, mate. I bought it a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And I've had no issues with it since.
Yeah.
What's happened is the guy I bought it off has basically said the insurance is going to run out. I've had to move it, basically. I've got no choice in the matter, because if I leave it on the street, it's going to run out, it's going to get towed, do you know what I mean?
If you mean you've just explained why you're in a potentially cloned car, then no.
That's all I can say to you,
How long ago did you buy it?
About a month ago, month and a half ago, something like that. It's been parked up.
You got anything with your name on it? Confirm your ID, all right, pal?
I can tell you my name, date of birth, address.
What else can you tell us?
You got a driver's license?
I haven't, mate, no.
You haven't?
I've got no license, I've got no insurance, I've got
Right, okay. But to be fair,
I'm not going to lie to you.
We're going to find out in a minute anyway, aren't we?
So, yeah. Boss. Listen, I bought the car, it was cheap, I've put it aside, I've left it there, and the guy's basically said to me, look, I need to take the insurance off it. I've had to move it, because if not, I'm going to lose it.
Well, you're going to lose it now.
I'll run you through anyway, and then obviously we'll have the driving offences side of things to deal with, okay? While we check out the vehicle and stuff like that.
Boss,
all right?
I know that. But I don't want to be on camera or nothing like that. That's it.
Don't clone your car then, mate.
I haven't cloned it, boss. That's how I bought it.
The plates don't belong to this car.
Does it not?
No.
There's also the matter of your lack of insurance or licence.
Did you retake your test?
Boss, I've never had a
I'm not the boss, I'm just the PC, mate.
Sorry.
It's hard to know who is the boss.
I've not had a licence, and obviously many years ago I got banned.
Yeah.
But I just thought when the ban's up,
part of that remit for when you got banned is that you have to retake your license, retake your test.
Under arrest, aren't we? Under arrest,
No,
we can deal with
it on roadside.
Cut into the chase.
I put it to you, that's got the wrong plate on it because you're disqualified and you're not insured.
I'm sorry, I'm completely honest with you. That's how I bought the car.
Well,
and I'm sorry,
way.
look, guys, I'm not here to mess around.
What's going to happen, mate? We'll do it at the roadside.
Yeah.
It's a roadside interview for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ticket for disqualified driving and no insurance, and then we seize your car.
He's admitted to having a beer, so they're also going to breathalyse him.
I finished a bottle before I left.
How long ago was that, pal?
A couple of... Well, he said, I've been here a few minutes.
Yeah.
From literally, I've just left and come here, and now you've pulled me. So
Yeah, no worries. Obviously, I require you to provide me with specimen and breath. I must warn you that fails to do so, maybe
I know
you
that. I'll
with
check it.
prosecution. You happy to provide a sample?
If the bottle's over, I'm over on it. It's what it is. I can't,
Well, fair enough.
yeah, I
all
can't
right then.
prevent it, can I?
You're going to have to stop talking for this bit, mate.
When you're ready, then form a seal around the end. 1 continuous breath. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Just wait
Don't
for
do
it to
this to
come.
me as well. This is going to kill me now.
The legal limit is 35.
Wait
You
for
see,
it to
I've
come
never had
back.
one of these before.
Never been breathalyzed
Never
before?
in my life, ever.
We'll wait to see where it says then.
Please, pass,
11,
yeah.
there you
I've
go.
only had a bottle, boss. I
Well,
had one bottle.
that's
and
it,
that was
innit? That's
Look,
it.
I've made a stupid choice tonight, Gov, yeah. So where do I stand with this car now on the plates? Because I genuinely didn't know about that.
Obviously, we're recovering it as well because
So you're
of...
nicking the car. I'm not nicking it,
well,
but you're taking
we're
the car.
taking it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll talk to you a bit about who
yeah.
you've got your car from and things like that. 'cause,
I can give up all the details.
yeah.
Not a problem, mate. I mean, like I said, I've got the email and that at home from the guy, William or something his name was.
Well, if William or something, or indeed yourself, boss, did clone the plates, you could have done a better job.
I reckon that's just been written on. The car people.
Car people.
Bit rubbish from it. I could order some online, probably better, to be fair. So we'll keep those, we'll add them to my collection.
Can I sit in the car and do
Yeah,
it?
of course you can.
I'm so cold.
Throw him in the back. I need to get this.
Is that alright? I'm freezing. Oh, Gov, can I have my keys off the... Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not want your keys, yeah?
Yeah, please. My house keys on it. Am I alright to ring my parents? Is that alright?
Yeah, of course you're not under arrest.
If he was, it seems unlikely he'd exercise his right to remain silent.
I know I've made a stupid choice, you know.
Because this guy could talk for England.
Yeah.
Where do I stand with that then? What am I going to do? Get a summons or something like that?
Yeah. Regarding the disqualified element of it, there'll be a quick...
Sure that's correct, boss, because like last time I got disqualified was like 2012 or something, or 15 or something.
The reason
Chalky's a T-Pack train driver who can squeeze a BMW between 2 cop cars at 100 miles per hour. But he can't squeeze a word in edgeways tonight.
Because it used to be, didn't it? When your bum was up, it was just up, wasn't it? And I know you can't drive again, so to say, but you're not disqualified kind of thing, are you? Does that mean I've committed another offence now? Because yes. I'm just really happy to do the blower thing, because I've had a bottle just before I came, and it was, you know what I'm saying? The only time I've watched Interceptors, that's how it works. And I'm just literally, I thought, oh my God, I've just had a bottle.
Well, some people can have a bottle.
No, but is it not stronger when you've just had it?
No, if you just swigged it in the car.
No, well,
and then
in the car, it's not happened though, but there's a bottle in the
Chalky eventually gets his chance to talk.
When was it when you were banned?
Disqualified or banned? Is that what?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Because when you're banned driving and disqualified driving, I'm thinking, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same thing.
I think I was banned for about 12 months or 2 years or something like that, and then after that, that was it. I just genuinely thought once the ban's up, it's done, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know I still couldn't drive without a license.
Yeah.
Didn't know driving disqualified.
You need to do your test first before. All right, no problem.
Right. So
he has been disqualified some time ago, and part of those conditions when he was disqualified was that he had to retake his test in order to reobtain his driving licence. He's never taken that step. Now, whether he's done that deliberately or whether he has generally forgotten about that, it's difficult to prove.
The cops have been told that the other number plate recognition cameras have picked up the car, and it hasn't just been moved. It's allegedly been driving around all day.
We've got information that's been used throughout the day, etc., which contradicts what he's telling us. He knew what he was doing, and he's taken the risk, and for him tonight it's not been successful.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're the fees, so it ain't cheap.
The motormouth who didn't retest was charged with driving without insurance and driving whilst disqualified. He awaits his day in court.
sometimes you get the feeling it's a well-rehearsed show to maybe lessen the blow a bit, but no, I think he knew full well what was going on.
Coming up, have Coops and Rambo bitten off more than they can chew?
You were saying about taking a water pistol to a gunfight.
It's gone midnight. Coops is out with police dog Rambo.
Lady Bay, coming towards.
And their shift is heating up.
Our highly trained firearms colleagues have just come across a couple of vehicles on fire on an industrial estate. Normally means that they've potentially stolen and they're being burnt out to lose all the evidence. We'll just pop down and see if we can get a track, because obviously someone's set them alight.
Rumours are spreading like wildfire.
There's now 3 vehicles apparently.
Step 1, locate the scene, which shouldn't prove difficult.
Ooh, definitely a fire. Delta 51 State 6. Jim, whereabouts are you?
Yeah, left, mate. One of the caravan Coops.
Multiple cars and a caravan are on fire, so they approach with caution.
Yeah, that takes priority, mate.
Yeah.
4 cars ablaze now, and the petrol tanks ablaze on the Golf, Jim.
It's not good.
The petrol tanks ablaze on the Golf behind the caravan.
The fire brigade is en route and the clock is ticking.
You got your fire extinguisher to hand in case it happens? Where is it?
Backside car, mate.
Boot.
Yeah.
While Coops grabs a fire extinguisher, Jim Campin takes a closer look at the blazing cars. No sign of any suspects. And with tyres exploding and fuel tanks heating up, the priority is the fire and public safety.
You were saying about taking a water pistol to a gunfight.
Coop's water pistol wouldn't touch the sides, so keeping their distance, they monitor the flames and wait for the cavalry.
We nearly put it all out, this did.
Reinforcements are on scene, but the cavalry Coops needs drive big red engines full of hose pipes and can't get here soon enough. It's getting flaming tense.
Danger is now the petrol tanks are well ablaze. You don't know the type of area you are. Could have gas canisters on them or anything. Even got the world's smallest, there's a petrol tank, the world's smallest fire extinguisher. If anything fire or anything like that, we've got our colleagues or anything like that, we could just help them out and do our best.
The wrong kind of reinforcements keep rolling in.
Just keep the road clear for the fire engine, please, if that's all right.
And with multiple units to monitor the fire, Coops and Rambo set about searching for the culprits.
Track on.
There's no sign of a scent, but there are welcome signs of Notts Fire Service, who pack a bit more than a water pistol. The fires are out in minutes, but the cops are no closer to catching the people who set them.
So this is a well-known location for some of our well-known offenders, shall we say. We'll be polite about it, that they come down here and use facilities. So potentially they've used this because they've used one of these vehicles in an incident. Very, very resource intensive. 3 fire engines, lots of cops and lots of damage.
And 1 police drone, searching for who might be responsible for this steaming pile of scrap. The drone gives more than a bird's eye view. It carries a thermal imaging camera that exposes heat sources. The suspects are unlikely to be hiding on a cargo train, but this is promising.
The drone's got someone might be stood behind it. You see who it is.
The drone operator is guiding Coops.
Yeah, received. To my right now.
To something hot, with a figure standing next to it.
Is it in front of the first fire engine? Because there's 2 firefighters stood at the front left of the lead fire engine.
It's no firefighter. This is someone else. And Coops is getting warmer. Warmer.
Hello?
Disco.
Hello, sir, you okay?
Turns out the glowing figure by the vans is just a random local.
What are you up to here at this time then?
I had a barbecue earlier and I'm cooking some food.
Yeah.
Who's been barbecuing at 1 a.m?
Taking my dog for a walk.
Any of your vehicles out here been damaged, or which ones do you use to drive around in?
Not that I noticed. Why?
Huge flames, exploding petrol tanks and 3 fire engines are pretty hard to miss.
What's happened out here then?
A big fire. A few cars have gone up. What have you used on your barbecue then? Hot coals, or have you started that?
Coals.
Coals?
Yeah.
A barbecue at 1 in the morning is a bit extreme.
It's not.
Not for you?
No, not for me.
What you been cooking on it? It smells good.
Yeah.
So, don't burn your son. Not on my account, anyway. You got that hot pot? But it is hot. Can't you? What is it?
It's lamb.
Lamb stew. Nice.
Smells good.
Tastes good.
And what time are you going to be eating that at?
Probably in a bit.
I'll have indigestion, I would.
It's fair to say the Phantom barbecuer isn't the man they're after.
Nice talking to you anyway, sorry to trouble you.
No problem.
And with the only lead proving a barbecued red herring, Coops is keen to get back on the road.
Can these be driven over?
Yes.
Yeah. Can they? Yeah. So if I squeeze through here, I'll not cause any damage?
No problem, Tom.
So, we'll get out your way then, mate, thank you.
There's just one problem.
We ain't going nowhere, mate. Flat battery.
The battery's as dead as the lamb in that stew.
Anyone got any jump leads? Yeah, I see.
None of the cops have jump leads, but a man who can magic up a hot pot at 1 a.m. can surely summon anything.
Have you got any jump leads? Look at that.
Okay.
Fully. Beautiful. I'll do, bless you.
Yeah, you go for it.
I'll give you him back, I won't nick him.
Armed with Mr. Barbecue's jump leads, Coops pops the bonnet and commandeers another cop car.
I've got a flat battery. Yeah, good. Really happy about it. Oh, absolutely. But it's not like it's on telly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lively pair of jump leads. But they're connected at last, and it's the moment of truth.
Shut up, Rambo.
Nothing. Time to call in the big guns.
That's 5-1. Can you arrange Nottingham breakdown, please, for me?
The police recovery team carry their own jump leads.
I borrowed some jump leads off one of these, the bloke in this unit here, and they were sparking, so I'm hoping that it might just be dodgy jump leads.
Right, try that.
Give it a whirl.
Lo and behold,
Olé! Fourth emergency service right there. Absolute service.
after an investigation into the flaming vehicles, no suspects were caught. The morals of this story are, it's never too late for a lamb stew, and always carry your own jump leads.
And we're off to our next adventure.
The Police Interceptors are back next Wednesday at 8. Celebrating the music of a rock legend, Foo Fighters and the Hawkins family present Taylor Hawkins Tribute Concert, brand new at 5 past midnight. Next tonight, revealing the full extent of one of the capital's worst ever tragedies, the Great Smog Winter of '52 is brand new. Next.
Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps. But neither
Police officer with the taser!
do the cops. Battling on the front line
Get on the floor! Get on the floor now!
are Nottinghamshire's finest. Highly trained pursuit drivers.
Oh, God. Vehicle failing to stop.
Specialists in entry and search.
Oh my word. There is multi-kilos of cannabis in here.
Rapid response firearms officers. And the crime-stopping force of the dog unit. Wherever the battle takes them,
On the ground!
they'll never back down.
Stay, taser!
Because cometh the hour,
Yeah, Zulu 2, we're underneath you now, Empath.
cometh the interceptors.
Put it this way, mate. You level that gun at us, you would have got shot.
Coming up,
OFC moving up the stairs.
firearms are go after reports of a crossbow.
On police! Show yourself now, you'll come to no harm!
Quantum goes off like a bolt of lightning.
Police officer, the dog. Stay there. Stay there now. Stay there. Stop him. Stop him. Stop him. Stop him.
And Mark goes after the world's worst driver.
Driving relatively poor in regards to gear changes and stuff. It's all over the place.
In order to protect the public, interceptors are sometimes forced to put themselves in harm's way.
We've been made aware of a chap who's got some health problems and he's got access to a crossbow.
Reports have come in of a man who needs urgent medical attention, but may be armed and dangerous. It's too risky for an ambulance crew to enter his flat, so the firearms squad has stepped up to the plate.
We've got somebody who's apparently suffering from a bit of a medical emergency, possibly armed with a crossbow.
Heading up the operation
That's a snug fit.
As long as it's in.
is operational firearms commander Ian Coleman.
I never normally put one in the back because it's dishonourable to be shot running away, isn't it? From Zulu 5, if you could carry on to the RV point, please, we'll meet you there with the van.
We're moving stuff back and getting according in place. He has been neglecting his medication for his ailment. The ultimate risk is that his life threatening.
When we move forward, 5-3, if you can cover our approach to the doors for us, please, when we move forward.
Ian's won 2 commendations for bravery, both for dealing with armed men.
Yes, yes.
And as he and Spence rendezvous with the rest of the team near the suspect's flat,
OFC, I've got the team assembled now at the RV point.
Ian's primary concern is safety.
I'd like Spencer leading us in with the threshold shield from the van when we get up there. Obviously, we're going to have to take the van as far up to the door as we can because of the weight of the damn thing.
They need a big man to play shield bearer, and Spencer has the necessary.
I'm number 1 in the stick. I'm taking the threshold shield to the address, which is a big ballistic shield. So I'll lead the team in, undercover, offering them that front protection. There'll be 4 of us going in, try and make contact with the subject in the address. He needs medical treatment, which is our number 1 priority.
Medical staff have had no joy raising the suspect on the phone.
They've been trying to contact him, mate. He's not been responding.
So it's time.
Right, are we all happy with what we're doing?
Jack,
to roll out.
We're moving forward now. We'll link up with you. If we don't get any response, we'll be looking at forcing our way in, primarily to make sure he's all right. It may be that he's unconscious and we need to go in and give him first aid. We just don't know till we get there at the moment.
At the perimeter of the cordon, Spencer decamps to edge closer with the van. The threshold shield is almost as tall as he is and weighs more than your average police dog.
Don't know why they give this to me. Every time. What a thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But with the threat of a crossbow bolt, it's worth its considerable weight in gold.
OFC, go ahead.
As Spencer lugs it into position...
Yeah, that's received, thank you.
The team take cover behind him and plan their entrance.
You walk in.
Yeah.
You've got living room to the left.
Yeah.
Straight ahead is bedroom.
Yeah.
That is where the crossbow was last seen.
I'm conscious we need to get a move on, mate, because we haven't heard from this guy for about an hour now.
Covered by Spencer's threshold shield, the entry team edges towards the entrance of the flats.
We're heading towards the communal door now.
Move in.
Go, go, go. Happy? Yeah, let's go then.
Inside the building, Ian's keen to check on the suspect's well-being as safely as possible.
Emergency search pace, please. Let's get to the door. Spence, just get the shield off the floor and watch your feet. Get up there, that's it, mate.
The upstairs corridor is clear.
OFC moving up the stairs.
With the suspect's flat door covered,
team is at the door.
They attempt to make contact.
Right, let's get a knock on, see if we get a response.
On police! Show yourself now, you'll come to no harm!
Boys, just be mindful, this is plasterboard.
You've all got your plates in, haven't you?
On police! Show yourself now, you'll come to no harm! No replies, Sergeant, loud music.
From OFC, there's no replies to knocking and shouting from the door. All we can hear is loud music playing. We have got a key fob to partially open the door. We're going to go for that now.
As they move to enter the flat, Interceptor Rob Ely is calling the shots.
Right, I want somebody else with me. I'm going to press the fob, you need to be the door opener. Try and keep it up as best you can, I'll use the shield as a wedge.
I've got my foot in, Put your shouts on an open door.
They've got the inner door partially open.
Oh, police! Show yourself, you come to no harm!
No answer, and the door's on the chain.
Chain! Oh, police! Come to the door, you'll come to no harm!
The suspect may be suffering a medical emergency, and they're beginning to worry for his safety. Then... someone's pushed the door from inside.
Listen, we're not here to work, we're here to look after you. I need you to open the door for me. Come out, show me your hands, and you'll come to no harm.
TFC is conscious, is actively pushing the door closed on us.
There could be a loaded crossbow behind this door.
Do me a favour, can you turn the music down a second so we can have a conversation?
Okay. We've announced ourselves, he's well aware who we are. He's currently talking with 3469.
He's cut the music and seems a bit confused.
I really are police.
Yes, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, straight up.
Then I'll be able to tell if you're on police agency, depending on what we've got.
Depending on what we've got.
Perhaps worryingly, the suspect knows his guns and says he can confirm they're genuine cops by the weapons they carry.
Guns, we've got a G36 carbine, got a Glock, 9mm, taser.
You don't need to use a taser, let go of the door.
We can't shut the door, mate. What I need you to do is take the chain off.
Trying to get on the door, push it.
All right, I'll tell you what then.
They let him shut the door to release the chain.
Good lad, door's open.
Hidden by the threshold shield, they open the door.
Make sure there's nothing in your hands.
And with a clear view of a seemingly unarmed suspect, in they go.
Crossbows.
He's detained. He's detained, crossbow secure.
Secure, but still loaded and potentially lethal.
It's got a catch across the top of it.
Is there a safety catch on it?
Sometimes one around the trigger guard.
That metal bit on the top.
This.
No, forward of that. That looks like it's holding the bolt in place. Gently lift that up. Can we then slide the bolt out?
Yes, we can.
There we go.
And it's made safer.
One pull of the trigger and the bolt seen dropping from the bow would have flown through the air at 200+ miles per hour. Things could have ended very differently.
If you could shout across to EMAS and let them know it's safe to come forward.
Priority now is to get the man some help, so Ian calls in the ambulance service.
I'm just concerned now regarding this male's medical condition. I think threat has now been removed of it.
Let's get back to an ambulance.
Spence plays chaperone.
Follow me, young man.
And the man has no beef with the cops.
You lot look amazing.
Yeah.
Best of British here, guys. Best of British.
In fact, he's a big fan.
This is best of British. What are you here to do?
Well, apparently you're a bit unwell.
I am.
Yeah, so we just want to get you checked out. So we've got ambulance outside.
Really?
Yeah. You're getting a full work. Hey?
You're
Of course not. We're here to help you, mate. We're here to help you. You got the full works, mate. Yeah.
Suspect safe with East Midlands Ambulance Service and crossbow and bolt confiscated, it's mission accomplished.
Very warm job.
A relief, particularly for Spencer.
Obviously, pick on Spencer because he's got the biggest arms.
No further action was taken against Ian and Spencer's chirpy crossbow owner. He was given full medical assistance and released to continue his treatment. The crossbow was seized and bolts destroyed.
That's exactly what we're trained for. That's why we have all this gear. So yeah, we've done our bit today.
Coming up,
Approaching the red ATS.
red light roulette.
Straight through, medium risk.
Chaos on the streets of Radford. And you'll really believe a dog can drive. Interceptors have a range of crime-fighting kit at their disposal. Everything from police drones to Parva spray. But their most versatile tool is a copper in its own right. Tracker, drug detector, arresting officer, a police dog does everything.
Wait.
But drive the car.
I was taught very early on, trust your dog, because he's the one with the skills, he's the one with the nose. I'm not, I'm just being dragged along behind him. But I know that if I meet someone in a wooded area in the dark and it's just me on my own, I know I can trust him 100% to protect me. He's just like my best mate.
It's lunchtime, and cops are looking for a suspected shoplifter. Here he is a few days ago, appearing to take items from a store without paying. Today, he's allegedly nicked a Hoover, then lost the cops in a housing estate. But lost is never a lost cause for police dog Quantum.
Where is he? Where is the camera?
Which bus is description again, please?
Yeah, white male, 5'8", long black hair, black trousers, carrying a black backpack.
Quantum's picked up a scent.
Do you want me to you, Jen, or do you want me to remain where I am?
No, mate, leave us to it.
Once he's locked on, not much stands in Quantum's way. But as the four-legged tracking machine leads Jen through the gardens and alleyways, there's no sign of the suspected shoplifter.
Where is he? Come on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good lad.
And no sightings.
Has anyone ran through here? Okay, no problems. Thank you.
316, what's your current location?
It looks like this guy's too slippery even for Quantum.
Come on. Whoop, whoop. Come on. Whoop.
And as Jen's led down yet another garden path, it may be time to throw in the towel.
Police officer, the dog, stay there. Stay there.
Or maybe not.
Stay there now, stay there. Stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him.
Never run from the dog.
Stay there now, stay there now.
Suspect detained.
Right. When I tell you to stay. Hang on.
Get your hands.
Leave. Leave. Good boy. Good boy. Watch him. Watch him. Good lad.
He got caught on the railings, then caught in Quantum's mouth.
Why do you listen? I told you I got a dog.
The man's alleged to have stolen a Hoover,
I saw I was caught.
but this sucks much harder.
He didn't listen, he ran, and then got impaled on a fence by his jeans.
Oh dear.
Extricating their man from the railings is slow going, but for Quantum, it's job done.
Good boy. Good lad. Good boy.
And Jen never had any doubt.
Good lad. I know he's seen him, so I've chucked him over the fence with his lead on him. Had it been a second later, he'd have been over here. He's had a warning, he's ran. And yeah, bless him, he's done his job.
Legend.
People recognise the dog more than me. They don't even look at me, I'm just a taxi driver.
It's mid-afternoon,
Where is it?
and Quantum's taxi driver is looking for a Ford Focus.
Just come past us.
The Ford's been pinging ANPR cameras all the way from Derbyshire, and there it goes.
So, car that's been involved in a load of Bilkins in Derbyshire, basically.
Bilking is filling up and driving away without paying, and the driver is also wanted on suspicion of serious assault.
Dog's 2-2, I'm at the back here.
Which is where Quantum's skills as a deterrent come into play.
I think it's a dead end.
He's fast, fearless and ferocious, even shrugging off being stabbed by burglars.
Do you want to let me through?
As we said, the only thing Quantum doesn't do is drive the car. Or does he? As the Ford pulls up, Jen steps out to meet the wanted man behind the wheel.
Police with the dog, turn that car off now. Turn that car off now. Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Get out. Police with the dog. Get out. I want you to get out. Get out the car. Turn yourself around. Face the car.
The dog has a habit of making people cooperate.
Stay where you are.
Hands behind your back.
Sergeant Jim Carrington cuffs the driver.
Is it who we thought?
He's suspected of assault, but thanks to Quantum, he's meek as a lamb.
This is the police dog, yeah. I know you're in handcuffs, people stand off, so if I was you, I wouldn't.
No, believe me.
Did you get me?
Yeah.
Good man.
It turns out that he's only just bought the Ford, and it seems he's innocent of a fuel theft.
Whoever sold you the car, mate, has left you in a bit of a spot, day. I think it's someone's been knocking around in that car, committing loads of crimes, and they've offloaded it really quickly to you. And then we've obviously seen it, and now we're in this position.
Which is bad luck on many levels.
First things first, apparently you've not got a driving licence. Now, why didn't you say that? I did ask you, didn't I? I know you're not banned, but you don't have a valid licence, so you shouldn't be. The fact you're unlicensed and uninsured, I am concerned about. We can deal with that, that's a low level. But, what's probably slightly more serious is Derbyshire policeman here. They want you on suspicion of a serious assault, and I think it looks like some kind of domestic assault complaint.
Well, I had an argument with Miss, sir.
Right. Okay, mate, you can stay here, mate. Just a gentle reminder, the police dog is still here.
Yeah, I'm up here.
All right?
Police officer, the dog, stay there. Stay there.
The shoplifter, tracked by police dog Quantum before hanging himself out to dry on a fence, was convicted of theft and got a suspended prison sentence. The stolen items were recovered and returned to the shop, and the shop owner issued him a banning order. Following an investigation, the guy from the Ford who made the sensible decision not to run from Quantum received no further action from the motoring offences or the alleged assault in Derbyshire.
I think anyone who's got a dog like this barking at them with that ferocity is going to be silly to ignore it.
Not everyone's smart enough to stand still when challenged by a dog handler.
Please, that's the way, no, stop!
Mark Haywood and police dog Morse have met their fair share of fools making a run for it.
No, he's got a bite on his leg.
But tonight they're on the tail of a fool on the road in a Skoda Fabia with no lights on.
NH Delta 21.
Delta 21 and entry got failed to stop.
Who's failed to stop for blues.
Thank you, it's low risk at this time. Speed is 50 and a 30. His lights out.
His driving is pretty atrocious.
Right, on to Rintoul Estate, Olive Grove.
Braking unnecessarily, cornering like a sofa.
Left, Olive Grove, continuing round.
And weaving all over the shop like a supermarket trolley.
He's keeping very good control of the vehicle. It is still low risk. It's still only 3040 mile an hour. Right again.
The guy behind the wheel is giving a masterclass in how not to drive as he cuts more corners doing laps of the estate.
Possibly going to decamp then, or going to come back on himself?
What few driving skills Fabia does have seem to be fading away.
Going right onto Cuxton Road West.
It's like the world's worst driving lesson, which would be funny if it wasn't so dangerous.
His driving is relatively poor in regards to gear changes and stuff. It's all over the place.
After 10 minutes doing laps, he leaves the estate for Open Road.
And out onto the A617, and it's right. Approaching a red ATS. So straight through, medium risk at that point.
Before sailing through a red light with lights out.
Got one white male driver. Didn't really get an age as he came past us. He's got a grey hoodie on with his hood up. Onto Thornton Close.
3 more applications of the brakes and he's in a cul-de-sac. Running out of road.
Potentially looking at a decamp, it is a dead end.
He's out of the car with a big decision to make.
Please, that's the way, no, stop, please, that's the way, no, stop!
Stand still or risk the wrath of Morse. Judging by that sound, he picked the wrong option.
Get off me! Please, stand the floor! Calm down! Calm down. Get the dog off me. I'll get the dog off you.
Oh, Lee, I promise. Mum's at mother's.
On your mother's what? Much. Down.
Repeat after me. Never run from the dog. The driver met by Morse in the dark pleaded guilty to failing to stop and aggravated vehicle taking. He was banned from driving for 12 months. Coming up.
Big bag of Mamba in here.
Casualties of the drug called Mamba.
Well, you know how many people have died from Mamba in the last couple of weeks?
I wish it was me.
5.
Doors down at a drug den.
Hey, stay where you are!
And crack in the crack of a suspected dealer.
I could see a plastic wrapper sticking out of his backside containing probably 20 wraps of heroin and crack cocaine.
A major issue for the interceptors right now is a synthetic drug known as Mamba. It mimics the effects of cannabis, but is far stronger and far more dangerous.
We obviously come into contact with drug users on an almost daily basis. Some of these are quite hardcore heroin and crack cocaine users, and many of them will tell you that they won't go anywhere near Mamba because you could literally have one draw on a Mamba spliff and it'll kill you.
Mamba and similar synthetics have been responsible for more than 165 deaths in the UK. And Knott's knife crime team is determined to crack down on dealers of this potentially deadly drug.
The amount of coming and goings, I think we could get about a 2600 P-weights out of this address.
The team has been monitoring an address in Radford that they suspect is a base for Mamba dealing.
I mean, the lad who's just gone in on the red bar, I mean, if he wanted to grab someone and check someone, he's probably an option.
Recent arrests of Mamba users in the area...
Stop there, mate. Stay there. Is it all over a bag of Mamba? Are you even serious?
...have strengthened suspicions about the address.
It needs a whole team to just go in, nick everyone in there, search it properly, and then shut it down straight away.
But are those suspicions strong enough to raid it?
There they are now. Yeah, we've got them now. They're just turning left.
Today, the team are out in numbers. Gav and Joe are plotted up a few streets from the target house, which is under surveillance. Spotting two suspected users, they radio to undercover units nearby.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, they're about at that junction now.
Yes.
They guide undercover cops into position.
We've got two officers out in a plain car, in plain clothes. They've now picked up the two drug users. So hopefully they can follow them, keep an eye on them until they meet up with a potential drug dealer.
But I believe it's going to be the one in the red that's got the gear on him.
Right. One of the men has entered a property. It's not the target house, but they suspect he's buying drugs.
We need to grab him.
Ken and Andy grabbed the suspect as he left the house.
Your bobble and your hat sticking out front like a little Smurf.
And the Smurf has something in his sock.
Let Mamba do it.
So he's loaded into Adam's car.
Got a green vegetable water. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. It's essentially just some material that they can spray the Mamba chemical agent onto. He's going to smoke it. And depending on how it's been made and what the chemicals are, that could be the last thing he smokes.
They're not interested in throwing the book at users.
So time is 10:27, and that's the interview concluded at the roadside.
So Mamba Smurf will be cautioned and sent on his way.
Take them cuffs off you, kid.
In the meantime, the guy who left the house has just walked out and straight into Ken.
Hey, just relax a second, buddy. You all right?
Just relax. I need you to bend your arms underneath because I think you've just discarded something in that bin, okay?
I've done nothing wrong with it.
Just relax.
Ken saw the man lob a bag in the bin.
Yeah, Mamba. We'll nick him. Big bag of Mamba in here.
Supply.
I've got nothing wrong with it.
Anything, so you're under arrest now.
For what?
Jonathan. For possession of Mamba with intent to supply.
I've got nothing wrong with it.
But yeah, you put it in the bin.
Took you for now, dude.
He's the one that has opened the door up to your content, lad.
Right.
He's walked down here and then he's discarded a big bag of Mamba in the bin.
Oh, nice.
Thoughts now turn to Bin Man's address.
Obviously, we need to check your address.
Yeah,
so which flat is yours?
The second room.
Second room. So you go up the stairs.
And it's the room on your left.
Room on your left up the stairs. Yeah. Okay. All right, buddy. I'll just walk down there, mate.
Oh, that's nice.
The team are experts at forcing entry, but it's always best to check the door. They've been joined by Sergeant Daly in plain clothes.
Upstairs on the left.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, mate,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah.
Sorry.
You all right?
We haven't found a large bag of mamba again, I think.
More mamba.
Take it down, get it booked in and get him interviewed.
Another sizable bag of mamba off the street is a good result. Whether it's connected to the guy arrested by the bin remains to be seen. He's bound for the nick. But the Smurf who paid him a visit and had mamba in his sock hasn't gone far.
You alright? Are you just having a smoke? Is that about it?
You know, mate, listen, I've been straight with you. Listen, all I'm doing, mate, listen. You've got no mamba. Listen, all everything.
You've just had it. You've just had the mamba.
That's what we're doing.
You're not having
That's
any
what
more.
we're doing, look. Listen, search, mate, do what you want. I'm
Well, you could be out there doing it, couldn't you?
No mamba this time, just a few tinnies for 11s. And the Smurf hasn't taken kindly to having his stash confiscated earlier.
Listen, you keep taking the mamba off people. They're going to go out there robbing it again. So why are you creating crime?
Well, you know how many people have died from mamba in the last couple of weeks?
I wish it was me.
5. 5. Yeah. So that's why we're taking it off the streets. Well, no, you might be next. So that's why we're trying to stop it.
They're no fans of the cops.
Yeah.
Yo! Interceptors! 1924! Way up there! Here! Boot, 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 ready for the break! For the break! Come on, that's the way!
And don't comprehend that Gav and the team are saving lives.
You think there's literally serving it up right in the doorway?
Yes.
The best way to do that is come down hard on the dealers and news is coming in of the target address that's under surveillance.
There's another one there at the doorway. Stand by.
Known users are coming and going.
Another one there, broken, knock on the downstairs flat window, the dog.
Just user after user after user, just go into the address, in, out, in, out.
Door's open, he's going in.
There's so much activity that the team have requested permission to raid the property.
User is back out again.
I mean, what? How many's have been in the last 20 minutes?
Oh, mate,
10,
no,
15?
at least.
And Control have just authorised. The raid's on.
Bridge.
We need to be in there rapidly and get control of everybody, get everybody in cuffs, and then we can search them effectively. Because as soon as they know the police are coming in through that door, things will be going up between bum cheeks and down the backs of sofas and all sorts.
A convoy arrives at the suspected drug den. And 7 officers approach with a big red key.
Straight in, come.
First obstacle, the street door. Flooding the property, they cuff the occupants in a heartbeat.
Right, mate, you're under arrest on suspicion of being concerned in the supply of drugs, okay?
Same, buddy, you're under arrest on suspicion. Being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm defence if you do not mention one question, something we say around court. Anything you just say may be given damage. Understand? Fantastic.
3 in cuffs in the lounge and another 2 upstairs.
What's the plan with these 3, Sarge? Are they...
At the minute they're under arrest.
Where's the key for this box, guys? Well, there's a load of mambas anyway, so all deals ready to go.
There's enough mamba on the table to put them in the frame for possession with intent to supply.
There's a mamba peewits anyway, straight off the bat. There's a load of deals ready made up to go and...
Downstairs, a potential customer has failed to spot the cops.
This lad up here, look at him.
You just couldn't tell whoever's knocking on the window. Shop shut.
The customer is sent packing and the message is clear. No mamba today.
Yeah, do you want to whisk this 3-5 straight off, mate?
Meanwhile, one of the guys nicked in the living room
Yeah, nice one, dude.
is on his way to custody.
Don't get rid of that.
The individual we arrested here, he's got a quantity of cash in note form in one of his pockets. He's got a bundle of coins, all in the same sort of total amounts in the other pocket. which are pulling his trousers down the way to the coming to it. And as I've spun him round to pull his trousers back up for him, I can see a plastic wrapper sticking out of his backside. I've been able to kind of pull that away, and it's a small plastic bag containing probably 20 wraps of heroin and crack cocaine.
Pay dirt.
It's just the middle of the day in Radford, half term. So there's plenty of kids out, and the dealing from this address is just rife, literally in broad daylight. And this happens every day.
Inside, no sock is left unturned.
So it's probably going to be Mamba. Yeah, it's more Mamba.
And no safe unopened.
I was expecting harder work than that.
But somehow they've missed an entire story.
I take it none of you guys are from downstairs?
No, we're from here.
Right, so you live up here, right, and you are from just visiting this year? Not that we knew it, but there's actually a 4th floor with 2 lads.
One of the lads rents a room here, which is clean. The other is a recovering drug addict.
I used to smoke Mamba. Even a little piece like that, like 1 grain, yeah, like a flake. I've seen like people go all the way down the stairs. Do you know alloy wheel cleaner?
That's what's killing people.
Yeah, that's what they're putting on it. Right. Because
yeah,
like fly killer, cockroach killer, and rat poison as well. It's horrible, mate.
The Mamba Smurf, stopped earlier in the day, refused a caution and was later fined £100 in court. No further action was taken against the bin man. Everyone arrested in the raid is under investigation for possession with intent to supply, except the guy in the hat in the lounge, who is only under investigation for possession. Coming up,
to be the bearer of bad news, Ben.
Jim delivers a painful truth.
So you have failed the breath test, mate.
When they leave the nick, interceptors have no idea what's in store. Sometimes something dodgy falls straight into their collective lap.
999 activated.
This is alright. Are you alright? It's alright. We're looking for a very similar car, but you're not the person we're after.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Then again,
it's going quick.
A 5 Series Beamer has just shot past in a hurry.
Let's catch up with him then.
All Jim and Ben need to do is catch it.
I'll check right. You check. Here it is.
There, it's gone right. Yeah.
Whoever's at the wheel has a heavy right foot.
Anyone near Hook, no?
Jim wanted to fly choppers in the army, but he settled for flying X5s in the interceptors.
We've caught up with it now, 2 seconds.
And co-pilot Ben has a close eye on the car ahead.
I've got someone doing something odd. 3 up, mate.
3 passengers are out of the 5 Series, sharpish.
Hello. Right.
And with 4 suspects in total, it's hard to keep tabs on them.
Just someone come to us on the hurry up.
Hello, mate, you alright? Can I just have a word for 2 seconds? Of course you can. Cheers, would you want to step up? Can I just have a word for 2 minutes, mate? You're just driving well quick. Maybe so, you're just driving very, very quick.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah. And the car isn't the only thing going sharpish tonight.
All your friends have naffed off, mate, haven't they?
They live there, mate. They literally just walked off. I was just dropping them off.
Jim's pet peeves are liars and drink drivers.
Have you had out to drink, bud?
Pardon?
Have you had out to drink?
I have, mate, yes.
How much you had, bud?
About 2 pints.
2? Where have you been?
I went to Nabs Inn.
Right.
And I dropped
Mate,
that off in Sutton.
purely because obviously the rate you were going, we're going to ask you to provide a specimen of breath for analysis, okay?
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Have you had anything to drink in the last 20 minutes?
No, probably about 10 minutes ago. No, about 25 minutes ago.
Okay.
Time flies when you've had a few beers.
Just blow into that, you can hold it, mate. Just blow into it, you'll hear it click, then you can stop breathing. Keep going. Thanks, mate.
The legal limit is 35.
46, which is a fail.
Okay.
One of his passengers has returned for the good news.
You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm with him. Just take a seat in there for 2 minutes, mate, and I'll explain what's going on.
Can I take his car back?
What's your first name, mate? Where's he live?
He lives in Southall.
Right. And where's your house?
Literally,
No, that's fine, that's fine.
the first left, literally the first left there, in the car park front and back.
If he's coming with us, I'll drive that car round to your house.
I'll wait here, listen, I'm not...
Yeah, sound. It's sound. Down, mate.
And if you're sound with Jim, Jim's sound with you.
Well, you've been sound, you mate. This sound. It's just the way we do things, mate. All right,
It's not a problem.
So at the moment,
Yeah.
you're under arrest on suspicion of driving a motor vehicle on the road whilst over the prescribed alcohol limit.
That's fine.
Okay, you don't have to say
What's
anything
the
that may
blue?
harm your defence. If you do
46.
unquestion something later on in court, anything
Yeah.
you do say may be given in evidence. What we're going to do, take you to a station, and
Yeah.
basically we'll ask you to provide 2 more specimens of breath. They're the ones that count towards anything.
Leaving the suspect with Ben, Jim turns his attention to the 5 Series, which is packed with extras, including some he won't like.
If he goes in the boot,
Yeah.
there's a bag in there.
Yeah.
It's got a little, like a smallest little bit of weed in it. It's not mine, but there's some in there. I don't want to be. He's probably not going to check, but
Right. Well,
like I say, I'm a nice guy.
They've been around for a long time, haven't they?
I don't want to be.
Jim, just go in the boot. Apparently, there's a bit of weed in there.
It's in McCall's bag on the right.
It really is a small amount.
Is that it?
That's what it took me. That's it.
Oh my God.
Right, I'll find an exhibit bag. Put it in it.
Oh, big mouth you, man.
Bro, we're going to search my car anyway. What's it matter? It's better being honest, right?
Park your car, why are you here?
It's not better being honest.
Even he's laughing because he knows.
But we're going to search my car regardless.
They're going to search it now.
Exactly, but I'm an honest guy.
Yep, you can't fault his honesty.
Right, Ben.
Yeah.
Come and sit in this car with these boys, look, please. Just go over there to that big lad at the time, mate. We're serious.
Don't listen.
Do you know what I mean?
Can I take it back and I want to...
No.
Jim might hate liars, but he's not used to this much truth.
Obviously, you look at it.
46. And then fessed up to a bit of that in the back of his car. Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Joking aside, the interceptors take drink driving deadly seriously. But by the time the guys have moved Honest Ben's car and followed him to the nick, some time has passed since the roadside test.
I think he will blow over by about 2.
If he blows over, he'll obviously get disqualified from driving. That's up to him. That's the consequences.
But Nottingham's most honest drink driver has withheld one crucial truth.
Ben.
That wasn't it.
Cocaine in his phone case. Honestly.
Forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Right.
So, I remember that was it. I just told you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
I've told you about the.
I know.
No matter how much honest karma he's built up, it won't wipe this out.
A what, mate? A charity box. What for? No, mate, it's going back in your pocket, sure.
Nor will a donation to the Police Benevolent Fund.
You made me lose count of how much is there now. £1.15.
A sizable donation.
Blow, keep going, keep blowing, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop, perfect. Yeah. Nice, mate. Sound.
Place your bets. I've got £1.15 on fail.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Ben. 40. So.
I said it with my look now.
So you have failed the breath test, mate.
Ain't that the truth?
For me, it should be zero tolerance when it comes to drink driving. It's one of my pet hates.
Honest Ben pleaded guilty to drink driving and possession of Class B and Class A drugs. He was ordered to pay costs, charges and fines totalling £484 and lost his licence for 14 months.
Very poor Sunday night. Very poor Sunday night.
And we're back in Nottinghamshire next Wednesday at 8. We've a knockout big fight live on Friday night at 10 as Linus Sudofia faces Denzel Bentley for the British middleweight title. Next tonight, new evidence in a case that's gripped the country for over 15 years. Madeleine McCann, the case against Christian B. Brand new after the break.
Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Why you touching
But
me?
neither
Why you touching me?
do the cops.
Police with a gun!
Battling on the front line
He's in the back garden.
are Nottinghamshire's finest. Highly trained pursuit drivers
Contact.
Oh, God.
Vehicle failing to stop.
specialists in entry and search.
There's a firearm.
Rapid response firearms officers.
Do not move! Police with the dog! Get down on the floor!
And the crime-stopping force
Get him off me! Get him off me!
of the dog unit.
Stop struggling!
Wherever the battle takes them, they'll never back down.
Calm down!
Because cometh the hour,
Get down on the floor.
cometh the interceptors.
Oi, you can get up.
It's a good day at the office.
Coming up,
Mate, he's gone wrong side.
wrong lane runaway. A T-pack in the overtaking lane turns a bit hairy.
Is there a lot of damage or?
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, a lot of money to fix.
And a weed farm bust spells good news for Lee.
Bad day for someone.
It's Saturday night in Nottingham. The glad rags are on, the lads are about, and the city looks lively. It's also happy hour for the criminal classes, as interceptors Kai and Lee know full well.
You know, your opportunist thieves. If they know that people are out or visiting friends, they might be breaking into cars, breaking into houses. And obviously from those you get cars getting nicked as well with car key burglaries.
It's not long before an ANPR camera picks up a stolen black Renault Kadjar in the north of the city. Kai's got a hunch as to where it's heading, and his instinct is spot on.
That's it.
The driver's clocked the X5 and taken off like a bandit. Kadjar go-go.
It is failing to stop. Speed is 70. Red ATS. It is braking and it's signalling right, Mansfield Road towards Goosefair Island.
The driver might still be indicating, but his next move is less highway code, more code red.
Mate, he's gone wrong side.
Yeah, that's right.
The Renault with 3 on board is booting it the wrong way at nearly a ton.
It's medium risk at the moment.
With little oncoming traffic, the pursuit is deemed safe to continue.
Speed is 70. Very light traffic.
Wrong side again. If he plans to get the pursuit abandoned, he's picked the wrong night.
Nothing on the road, mate. There is barely any traffic on the road. Still continues 80.
And on roads this quiet, there's nowhere to hide from the interceptors.
860 outbound. Yeah, 860 outbound. We're just passing Woodthorpe Drive to the offside.
This driver is an accident waiting to happen. He's taking major risks.
It's clipped a curve. It's clipped a curve.
With possibly damaged wheels, he loses control.
Here we go.
And heads straight into a lamppost. The passengers are off, but Lee only has eyes for the driver.
Driver's out. Back of the Vale pub. We're Thackeray's Lane, we're into the park to the left-hand side.
After one hell of a smash, the driver's somehow vanished. But eagle-eyed Kai got a good look at him.
black male, black bandana, black clothing. Where's he gone? Like he's gone to ground.
If it's hide and seek he wants, then let the game begin. Coming, ready or not.
Can someone join us in this park? I think he's gone to ground.
I do, Kai. He didn't come out at all.
With other units now surrounding the park, it's just a matter of flushing him out.
Do you know, we have got a dog going, just make sure that's completely contained.
But they keep the dog on the lead because it's all kicking off at the top of the park. Kai's off like a shot, over the bridge and far away, to find Rob's grappled a guy to the ground.
Yeah, that's him.
It's their man.
You're under arrest on suspicion of dangerous driving, theft of motor vehicle, and failed to stop for the police. You don't have to say anything, make home defence if you don't mention when questions something later on in court.
The driver's in cuffs.
Can we bag him as well, because he stinks of ale?
But the passengers have slipped the net for now.
One in a burgundy red t-shirt. The other one was just in black.
They'll comb the area for runaways. While Bandana Man, who smells of booze, needs a breath test.
See if there's a breath box.
Yeah.
But suddenly the driver takes a turn for the worse.
What's wrong with you? You alright?
Having crashed into a lamppost, the guy now appears to have passed out. He's struggling to breathe and needs urgent medical help.
It is failing to stop. Speed is 70.
Kai and Lee are dealing with the driver of a stolen Renault.
Mate, he's gone wrong side.
Yeah, that's right.
The suspect's tried his hardest to shake off the cops.
Heavy crashing.
Before stacking into a lamppost.
Driver's out.
Somehow he's legged it. But been nicked hiding in a park.
You're under arrest on suspicion of dangerous driving, theft of motor vehicle, and failed to stop for the police.
Before they can breath test him...
See if there's a breath box.
Yeah.
He appears to have passed out.
What's wrong with you? You alright? You having some sort of seizure or just shaking because you're cold?
Can you hear us, mate?
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Got a pulse and he's breathing. Just sit up, get some fresh air. There we go.
Fortunately for the lad, Kai and Lee are advanced first aiders.
I'm going to lie him down in the recovery position.
If you can't breathe.
If he can't
Mate,
breathe.
get a nasal tube. I'll put one in him if
Yeah.
you're starting to have breathing issues.
Yeah.
Has he got any medi bracelets?
No, can't say anything like that. I've checked him top to toe. He's got no other injuries at all. He's not bleeding from anywhere. He's got a strong pulse, although his airway is gargling.
They need to ensure he's getting sufficient airflow to his lungs.
We're going to stick a tube in your nose to help you breathe.
Just checking the airway. There's no obstructions and they're clear.
While the nasal tube helps breathing, it's not built for comfort.
Oh, there we go. What's
Oh,
oh no,
you're
you're
right.
right. We'll just try
Just making sure you can breathe.
That's going to help you breathe, my friend. Take some deep breaths. There we go.
It looks like he's going to make it.
Just to update you, our detained male's become unresponsive. We're administering first aid. We've cleared his airway with a nasal tube and he's now on oxygen.
An ambulance arrives to take over medical duties.
Odds-wise, all these numbers are spot on. Right.
Leaving the boys able to return to the crash site.
He's clipped a curb back there at some speed and he's obviously done the front
and the back wheel, so on this near side. I think fortunately for him, he's hit the traffic post and not the wall beyond it.
With Kai and Lee's pursuit and medical know-how, it's been a job well done, and the Renault, albeit damaged, is heading home.
I think it is reassuring for the public to know that, you know, we do capture stolen cars, and we don't just get the cars, we actually get the drivers as well. At times, it might not be youngsters in trainers, but we still manage to get them.
Bandana Man made a full recovery. He was later found guilty of aggravated vehicle taking, dangerous driving, no insurance, and driving without a full licence. He was sentenced to 14 months behind bars.
Phil Mitchell.
Dealing with rowdy groups is par for the course for the Interceptors.
Big up your bars, boys. Fancy S70. Put that on the map.
But they're well aware that loudmouths often sound off to distract cops from something suspect.
Just run some plates through, please, in the boot of this vehicle.
When you're dealing with groups of people, quite often you will get one or more of the group will try and distract you by either running off or playing up or just causing a nuisance to take your attention away from what is actually happening. If you're outnumbered, it's very difficult because people are quite switched on. So you have got to be eyes about, really, when you're dealing with more than one person.
Eyes about tonight is the knife crime team. Ken Tinley is double crewed with Jessica Ashford, who's on attachment. They're en route to a suspicious motor spotted in North Nottingham.
Our plane spotter cars that side of Nottingham now, and they're just observing a vehicle that's parked in a dead-end cul-de-sac near to one of the locations where we've had these recent tensions. So and they've just got some concerns about a particular car that's occupied, but something doesn't feel right about it. So we're just going to assist them.
When Interceptors sense something's wrong, it usually is.
See if I can catch him up, because I think Gav's going to want to go for the stop on the vehicle in a second.
The suspect car is on the move, with Gav Hall on its tail.
Yeah, we're going to be going right, Hucknall Lane, general direction, Hucknall. I'll put a stop in.
Gav hits the blues and gives a blast of the twos.
He is not stopping.
It's looking iffier by the minute.
He's stalling us for time. I'd say they're probably concealing.
Gav suspects they're trying to quickly hide something.
We'll play it dumb till you get here.
Ken and Jessica are soon on scene, along with other members of the knife crime team. There are 4 people in the car and things already smell dodgy.
I see you got your spliff on the go. Just chuck it in there for me and I'll sort it in there. I'll sort that out. Just jump out the car for me.
2 of the lads have coughed up to carrying cannabis.
I've got some weed. If it's just cannabis, mate, I've got to deal with it, but I'm not concerned about cannabis.
While Ken deals with one of the passengers, Jessica has her hands full with another.
So the vehicle smells of drugs, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
it's weird, it's weird.
Yeah.
There's weed in there. There's weed in there.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I'm telling you,
What are you being like
difficult
that
time
for?
car- It's annoying, man.
I haven't
It's
spoken.
annoying.
This is
It's
the first
annoying.
time. This is
It's
the first.
annoying. Listen to me. It's annoying. It's a difficult period right now. My friend just died. We're going to go visit his mum. Like, just allow it.
Yeah, and I
Just
understand
allow
that.
it.
But
Just allow it. If you want to confiscate the weed, confiscate the weed, innit?
You're going to be searched, okay? You're going to be searched.
Full search, man. Right. His mum. Like,
The bloke's increasingly agitated, and the knife crime team sergeant Matt Daly steps in to lend support.
Okay, you're
yeah,
going to be
full
searched.
search, man.
Right.
Search me. I got weed on me. Search me. Search me.
Stop
Search
being
me.
like that.
Bro, you're pissing me off, man. Search me,
Okay,
bro.
you're
Just
gonna be
search me, bro.
boss, we
Do your
search you.
thing. Do your thing, bro. Search me, bro.
Yep, gonna.
Search me, bro.
Once cuffed, Matt grants him his wish.
So did you say you've got something on?
I've got weed on me. Just search me.
Where is it?
It's in my pocket. Search me. Search me. It's right there, bro. Right there, bro.
Okay. Let's start with her.
As the search continues, one of the lads suddenly kicks off with Dan Mottishaw.
What? Why am I giving access to your for no reason, bro? Please see my friend's mum.
Get back!
What the f*** are you, bro?
What are you doing? What are you doing? No!
With an angry man aggressively approaching, Dan had no option but to shove him away. And it's all kicking off.
Why are you doing that, you dickhead? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Who's the dickhead?
My man over there. What? It's my brother.
He's
Why
chill
are you
out,
doing
isn't
that?
he?
You're not disrespectful, oh my God. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
I was talking to this
That's
man.
weird.
I'm
You
talking
seen
to
what
this
your
lad.
colleague done though? You seen what he done though? Why did he push him? You didn't see nothing.
Like, what's going on? I don't understand what's happening here.
You're a waste man. You're a dickhead.
Yeah, let me bag these up.
If it's just a bit of weed, their behaviour seems way over the top.
This feels like an act. I think there's something else around here somewhere.
Ken's been on the force for over 9 years. Experience tells him something else is at play here.
We've got people getting very agitated, and what concerns me is might be some sort of ploy to stop us from finding something, to attract our attention from something else. Look at me, don't look at my car type scenario. So we just need to try and take our time, get the car searched thoroughly, and I mean, it may well be it's just a bit of cannabis, but I don't know, it's a bit on edge at the minute.
As suspected, there's a reason these guys kicked off, and it's in their car.
So there's been a quantity of cannabis found in the vehicle. There appears to be a burner phone, which is loaded up with deeper content. There's cannabis concealed in different compartments of the car, such as in a shoebox inside a shoe.
They've also discovered scales and cash.
You're under arrest on suspicion of possessing cannabis with intent to supply it. You don't have to say anything that may harm the defence. Don't mention any questions in future later on in court.
Despite the passengers' distraction tactics, the team has come up trumps.
We're quite fortunate on the knife crime team that we get to operate in groups of sort of 5, 6, 7 officers. More often than not, this car would have been pulled by probably a response cop on his own, or maybe if they're lucky, double crewed. And if you've got sort of 4 verbally agitated, aggressive males, you know, not threatening violence, but just bouncing around, portraying that they could get aggressive, more often than not, I think sometimes it deters officers from doing a more thorough search.
Matt suspects a bigger motive for their roadside pantomime.
If they haven't taken the time to hide these in the 300 metres they've driven, failing to stop, they had something more urgent to hide, didn't they? I suspect we'll find probably Class A in their pants.
Yeah.
The lads are off to the nick for a strip search.
Get you inside and then we'll get your handcuffs off.
Circumstances of arrest then.
So this individual is the driver of a motor vehicle, stopped on Hucknall Lane. He was one of 4 occupants detained for a stop search under the Misuse of Drugs Act.
While Ken and Jessica deal with the driver, their colleagues have searched the passengers. And their suspicions seem to have been confirmed.
A strip search has just took place downstairs and there's a load of Class A.
The 2 passengers who kicked off both had items concealed in their pants. One with suspected heroin and another was cautioned for an ounce of weed. The investigation into the suspected Class A's continues.
It's Soapy Sunday.
Most interceptors are petrol heads who take pride in their wheels.
Oh, my arm's killing me.
They've some lovely looking motors in the fleet, but none sound quite as good as the Skoda VRS. 242 horses, 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds, top end of 155, and wheels of choice for Jen Else and Police Dog Quantum, who are racing to rendezvous with a pair of Mark V series Beamers.
I'm with the units now.
They're after a Merc that's been hired and not returned.
It's a blue convertible Mercedes C200.
Basically, I had reports of a Mercedes that's been taken out by fraudulent means. a brand new one that's heading north.
The plan is to stop the Merc using tactical pursuit and containment,
Back mobiles, obviously, for a tactic around the vehicle.
boxing it in with multiple cars.
I can use the 3 TPAC compliant cars for the preemptive box that I'm assuming will be employing on the A1.
I've got the TPAC team over there, 2 cars. I think we've got another car somewhere else than us, and then the other dog handler as well.
Jen's a TPAC train driver herself, but she's here to provide backup in case the driver bails out.
And we'll be at the back as a flight risk, so if they're going to run off.
Lane 2, convicted northbound, past the off-slip for 5th lane's end.
That's us then.
Yeah.
The Merc is up ahead on the A1, so 3 performance cars roll out with a roar.
I think Mark might be behind us.
The suspected stolen Merc is a mile ahead with an unmarked unit on its tail. The team makes short work of that mile.
We've got a rear safety, let's do a lane 2 box.
And Jen has a ringside seat for the boxing.
Rear safety on.
1 car gets in front, 1 at the side, 1 at the rear.
Wait.
All the guy needs to do is slow down, but he panics, slams on the anchors in the middle of lane 2, giving the back unit no choice but to rear-end the Merc.
Box on.
But it's a successful stop. Quantum is chomping at the bit. But the driver of the Merc, allegedly hired through fraudulent means, is already in cuffs.
You got a driver's licence in there? Huh? Driver's licence or bank card or anything?
There's no full licence in his fetching man bag, nor indeed on the DVLA database, because he hasn't passed his test. Which might explain why he stomped on the brakes and caused an accident.
Lewis, can you drive this car? I want to clear the carriageway so we can search it. We'll just clear the carriageway then, take him in his car to the lay-by. Yeah. And we'll get some searches done. Toby, stick him in here.
Yep. Stand up for me. Walk over to this police car.
We've got it stopped, we've got him out. No injuries to him, no injuries to us. Bit of damage to the police car, but that can go in the garage, can't it?
Despite being almost new, the hire car is in a right state.
Fag burns in it now, it's a bit of a nail inside. You wouldn't be happy, would you?
Cops suspect it's being used as a pool car, a motor shared between criminals.
This is just being handed around, I think. I'm not even convinced he's the original hirer.
Pool cars are normally old bangers, while this 40 grand Merc has been abused to the point where it looks like one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shed.
For car-loving coppers, this is criminal.
That's a 69 plate convertible Mercedes. They literally just don't care, do they? Because that's obviously going to cost the rental company a lot of money.
It won't be cheap to get the 5 Series fixed either.
Is there a lot of damage, or...?
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, a lot of money to fix.
The man who slammed on his brakes on the A1 was not connected with the fraudulent hire of the Merc, and no further action was taken regarding theft. He was, however, convicted of driving without a full licence and driving without insurance. He got 8 points plus fines and charges totalling £154. Still to come. Please! Not so grand designs in the world's worst makeover show.
There's no way the landlord will know about this, and these people have just destroyed his house.
And Greg and Carl ask the tough questions.
He's insured it to somebody else to make it cheaper, and that's what he's done. That's what you've done, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Police officers! Please stay where you are!
Cannabis farms in the region are on the rise.
These plants are probably 6 foot tall.
With Knott's Interceptor seizing greenery for domestic setups,
It's approximately, I believe, it's about 18 plants in here.
Right through to industrial operations.
It's overwhelming, the smell. You wouldn't want to be working in here for too long.
And a favourite setup for organised cannabis dealers is in rented accommodation.
For a full-scale operation, it needs a lot of space, and what criminals, what they don't want to do is to have a cannabis farm in their own home. So a tactic they'll regularly employ is they will rent a property. Sometimes they'll do it under a pseudonym, so it can't be traced back to them. They'll go under the guise of it being a genuine rental, that it's going to be a family home. But what they'll actually do is turn the whole property into a cannabis factory. Every square inch that they can use to grow cannabis, they will use. And because it's not their property, they're not bothered about the amount of damage that's caused.
Acting on a tip-off from a member of the public, officers Lee Frith and Lewis Marshall are racing to a suspected cannabis farm on a housing estate in Aspley.
So there's a suspected cannabis grow being dismantled. There's a van been reversed up to the door, and it smells like cannabis. So someone's reported it. So there's numerous cars going there to see if we can intercept a van.
They hope to catch the farmer with his crop, which calls for a swift entrance. The boys have the big red key and need to get there sharpish.
Left, and then the premises is there on the left.
It's like the car park at Bridewell Nick.
There are lots of police officers.
The suspected farmer's van is still outside. And it looks like they've been expecting unwanted visitors.
There's a camera there pointing at everyone.
The windows are covered up and there's no answer from inside. However, the interceptors believe someone's home.
It looks like there's a light on in there.
We've got enforced around Hulu and Ripsaw and everything. So we're just getting it out now.
Lee's an operational firearms commander, but it's his method of entry skills that are needed tonight.
This back door's useless, so you better with just a red key.
What is it? What?
Yeah, it's just rubbish.
Want to go down?
Hey?
I have to go down.
Lewis is itching to take the door down, but first they need the green light from control.
So at the moment, we're all waiting around with the containment on, waiting to see if we've got the power of entry. And if we've got that power of entry, we're just going to bosh the door in.
Shooter 5-1 says they believe there's cannabis growing there based on information.
Right, cool. Roger said.
Bosh the door in, permission is granted. One door down, one to go.
You're going to try and put that panel in?
Yeah, quite in there. You need some room. Yeah, it will.
Please!
There's two blokes inside the property.
Round the front, round the front!
Please, stay where you are!
Police officers, make yourself known!
The occupants try to scarper through the windows.
Yeah, we've got the one round the back.
But with the coppers in these numbers, chances of escape are zero.
Got them both? Yeah, there's one round the back, one round the front, isn't there?
2 men in cuffs.
Both men are nicked, and it's soon clear why they jumped out of the window.
Bingo.
The whole of this rented house has been converted into a cannabis factory.
It's a bad day for someone. 50, 60 plants in here. Same in the other rooms. So, quite a good job. And it's burning me head.
There's weed growing in every single nook and cranny.
This is the staircase coming up, which is all covered by the tarpaulins, but they've even put a shelf above the top where they've got a little nursery growing. Total use of space. There's no way the landlord will know about this. So this is someone that's just renting the property, and these people have just destroyed his house.
It looks like the interceptors have taken out a seriously organised operation.
So they've converted the front room into another room. coming through into the kitchen. We've got pipes going in to create the water, and then this is the ventilation to try and get air circulating through the house. Just destroyed someone's house.
It's a sophisticated setup, producing an estimated six-figure sum of cannabis.
It'll be gangs, and these people that we've caught will probably be paid not very much money at all to live here, and just literally their whole life is just looking after these cannabis farms. It's not even a proper bed, look, they've literally squashed it in, a couple of pieces of wood, a mattress, living in there, making as much room as possible for the cannabis. They've very kindly labelled all the rooms for us, though.
And there's a room reserved for the green-fingered suspects, with bars in it. 3 men were found guilty of producing cannabis and sent down for 9 months, 8 months and 5 months respectively. At least they'll have beds there. It's estimated there are 1 million uninsured drivers on UK roads.
So when did you make the insurance out?
I want to make tonight. If coming somebody to make the insurance tonight.
So you haven't made insurance yet?
No, yet.
And folks not doing the right thing is wronging everyone else on the road.
I'm not doing nothing wrong, sir.
Well, you are. You've got insurance.
The more people have got their insurance, the more yours, mine, everybody's premium goes up.
I mean, the reasons for it is probably vast. Some people generally probably just can't afford it. They'll be knocking around some old banger of a motor and just they've bought a car for a few £100 and it's going to cost them 4 times that to insure it. Might be a reason they can't get insurance because they might have 12 points on their licence. They might be banned, which means they're not going to get insured. Or if they do get an insurance quote, they'll be quoted thousands to insure a car that's worth a few £100. So they're not going to bother, are they? And then they'll just wing it and hopefully they won't get caught.
Hoping they will get caught tonight are interceptors Carl and at the wheel Greg. They've clocked a couple of young lads in a Vauxhall Vectra.
Vauxhall Vectra insured to Richard Wright at Newcastle, Staffordshire. Well, Richard Wright's born 57, so that is him.
The main policy holder is a man approaching his 70s. But this driver looks like a spring chicken. Time to ruffle some feathers. Carl takes the lead.
Is it your car?
Yes, it's my car.
Who's it insured to?
Me.
And?
And I got a picture with.
Who else is it insured to?
I got a picture. It's me, I'm third driver, and then there's the second driver.
The man claims to be a named driver on someone else's insurance. So they need to find out who holds the main policy.
Who's the second driver?
My cousin.
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm going to carry because his name is Adam.
Yep.
But he got a second name.
So how do you not know his name?
His Polish name is Adam. That's what we
Well,
call
what's
him.
his real name then, on the insurance policy?
I'm not sure.
How do you not know if it's your cousin?
It is my cousin.
All right, jump out.
No problem.
The driver doesn't seem to know his cousin from Adam.
Hello. Hello, hello.
How old's Adam?
25, 26.
He's 25, 26, right. The person on this insurance policy is not 23 or 24.
I don't know, he's like in his 20s, like 25, 26.
Right. It's not true though, is it?
It is true. I'm telling you.
It's not.
Time for some fishing.
Are you known to the police at all?
Yeah, I've been...
You've been arrested?
Yeah.
What for?
Because I was driving with no insurance.
The bloke has previous for no insurance, and Carl thinks he's caught him hook, line and sinker.
He's insured it to somebody else to make it cheaper on him, that's what he's done. That's what you've done, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a common scam. Take out a policy under a random name to keep down your premium. But Carl's wriggling fish insists cousin Adam is legit.
And what's his name?
Adam.
What's his surname?
Right.
Mate, you're lying. Don't keep lying because you'll really start to annoy me.
Where does your cousin live?
Nottingham.
Pardon?
Nottingham.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he lives like he's from Nottingham, but he lives like in Leeds.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Keep trying.
Greg's seen it all before.
You're not the first person today, never mind this week, never mind, or in all the years I've been doing this, who have tried to pull this one on the insurance. We know what you're doing. Everybody does it, and they do it all the time. You don't know this person who is named on the insurance. You're not even saying his name right. He is 70 years old. 70.
70?
Yeah. And he doesn't live in any of the places that you've said. So this insurance was taken out, what, a week ago? You've done it under a false address, and you've put this other person down who doesn't exist, and you're 70 years old, and you've done it to get your insurance premiums lower. Everyone's doing it all the time. We're not stupid.
It's showing you are insured on the car, but only by way of fraud, because you don't even know this other person who's the policyholder.
This ruse is going to cost the lad a lot more than he's saved.
There's no point in lying about it, because you're just going to be worse off. Now we're going to seize your car, you're going to get 6 points on your licence, and you're going to have to pay to get the car back.
So you're taking my car?
Yeah. And you know, you just don't want to tell us, and you're lying about it. And that's what's making me even more annoyed. If you just be honest, then we can sort it out.
I am honest.
You're not.
Good cop's not working. Time for bad cop.
I'll tell you what, then, I think what we'll do, right, is because you're lying to us, what we'll do is we'll arrest you. We're going to take you down to the police station. Should we play it that way?
No.
Or do you want to be honest with us about your insurance? What?
I am honest.
So what have you done about your insurance then?
So I am honest. I haven't done this insurance. My cousin did insurance for me.
Right. Right, you're we're going to arrest you and take you down to the station. We've had enough of you.
Greg's feeling generous and gives him one last chance.
Adam Wright doesn't exist, does he?
Adam Wright?
Yeah. You haven't got a cousin called Adam Wright, have you? No. So you've been lying to us?
Yeah.
Would you Adam and Eve it?
So you don't know Richard Wright, who's 70 years old, who lives in Stoke-on-Trent? He doesn't know. So what's going to happen is we're going to take the car off you, and you're going to be reported to court for driving with no insurance.
Which means it's an alternative means of transport for the lad and his passenger.
You are walking out. It's cold, isn't it?
What?
Oh.
We are lifting your
There's no room.
Oh, there's a plenty of...
There isn't. There's no room.
I can fit in the boot.
You can't.
Where are we going to park the car then?
It's another uninsured driver off the roads, with the boys eventually squeezing out the truth.
We get lied to constantly, and we can normally tell when someone's lying to us, which was the case here. He thought he was going to get away with it, but fortunate for him, we knew he was lying to us, and we got to the bottom of it in the end.
The bloke was found guilty of driving without insurance and fined £660. Still to come.
Did you pay?
Total recall for a bloke suspected of nicking some gas.
I forgot.
You forgot to pay.
Here we go.
Oh dear.
That's why.
It's been a quiet day for interceptors Jim and Danielle, but they're hoping for a change of pace.
The big job's not happened yet. I feel like it's just around the corner. Go and find some car chases is what I'm after.
A job comes in. Could this be the epic pursuit Jim's pining for?
It's the Leon that's done the 22 quid's worth of gas theft.
Not exactly the heist of the century.
It's done Gregory Boulevard, eastbound.
Mm-hmm.
But the suspect vehicle is on the move.
We are not far away.
They pick up the Seat with another unit already behind.
To the Sierra Kilo mobile, we're going to be directly behind you now. Are you T-Pack? Yeah, 2&H. We'll wait for the other TPAC resources to join us.
Jim once wrestled and disarmed a bloke with a gun. But this is his first 20 quid gas robbery.
And it's left onto Broxtowe Street. Normal road speeds.
The gas man's clocked the cops.
He is well aware of it.
Yeah, received.
One occupant.
So one adult male, and we are right onto Woodville Road.
But rather than hit the gas, he's pootling round the block with a convoy of cops on his tail.
I don't think he's gonna go.
The vehicle's only travelling at 10, maybe looking for an opportunity to come to a natural.
Sorry, Jim, but it's more of a driving Miss Daisy affair.
And he is left. And we're with the TPAC mobiles. We can take it from you if you want from the Secure Kilo. And we're left Melrose Street, and it's 3 TPAC mobiles with the subject vehicle now.
With a trio of highly trained drivers in his rear view, the gas man makes the right choice.
Looks like he's going to come to a natural to the near side team. If you want to strike here, just wrap round it. 2&H, vehicle is stopped. No vehicle damage, no contact.
They're taking no chances. He's going straight into cuffs.
One driver out and detained, no other occupants in the vehicle. Is it your car?
Yes.
Your car. How long have you been in it? You've been in it? Have you been driving it around today?
Today? 1 hour.
An hour or so. We've had a report. This vehicle has been seen potentially committing a theft. Stolen some items from a like a gas shop in Nottingham about an hour ago. And the vehicle that we suspect is involved is this vehicle here. And that's your vehicle, you were driving it, it belongs to you. So that's why we've stopped you. Okay?
All right.
The man's English isn't brilliant, but he's got questions to answer.
Where have you been today? Where did you go?
Flow gas.
You've been to Flow Gas?
Yes.
Why?
I'm tank the gas.
To get some gas? Did you pay?
The penny's finally dropped. But not, it seems, in the shop's till.
I forgot.
You
Yes,
forgot to
I
pay.
Here we go.
Oh dear.
That's why.
You forgot.
Is that?
I'm have card and everything.
Is that some kind of admission?
Yes.
You might have forgotten
Forgot to pay for your gas?
Yeah.
Did you
Oh.
forget though?
Easily done. Easily done, mate.
Yes.
Wow.
Not good, is it?
Danielle isn't entirely convinced.
Why did, when police cars behind you, why did you then go a very strange route?
Think about
Oh.
I could and I forgot. I'm regular time.
I think
Oh. I think somebody knew and thought they might get away with it.
It is my fault.
Yeah.
He claims he was looking for a parking space to visit the hairdresser, and Jim's giving him the benefit of the doubt.
What we'll do, mate, is we will speak to the company that are 20 quid down for their gas.
Yes.
And hopefully what we'll do is we'll make an arrangement for you to go and pay them for that money. I don't think there's any necessity here to arrest you or take you to a police station. It's really low value, isn't it?
Mr. Forgetful hasn't forgotten about his barber's appointment, though.
I'm just quickly change my appointment and hairdresser, and I'm going to pay for the.
I think if you, I think if you go get your hair cut and then do it, that's fine. As long as it's done today.
Are you sure?
Yes. As long as you go do it and don't do it again.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
First time I do that.
And with 5 firearms officers in attendance, it'll probably be the last time.
Sorry.
Right.
I think about the haircut. Which one open?
Jim cuts to the point.
We know who you are, we know where you live, we know what car you drive. Make sure you pay that money back or else we'll come and knock on your door and it might become a little bit more serious for you.
All right.
Okay?
Yes.
But thanks for being cooperative about it.
The forgetful gas man was true to his word and paid up later that day. No further action was taken.
Not Nottinghamshire's most wanted after all, I'm afraid, but there you go. Still, it's a job done, isn't it? And happy days, really.
brand new on Monday night at 9 here on Channel 5. Police, Night Shift 999. Next tonight, brand new, The Murder of Holly and Jessica. Stay with us.
Cara.